Welcome to Goz On The Go. It might be your first time listening or downloading an episode of Goz On The Go. It's sports talk from the week in a quick, less than 40 minutes. And it's a part of the Gozilla Media family. You might be familiar with shows like Levac and Goz, Goz On The Go, and 15 more podcasts and shows across the capital region and upstate New York. Make sure if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, just search Gozilla Media. And don't forget, for Albany Empire home games, the pregame show is hosted by Gozilla Media. That's right. Live from the Albany Empire offices, you're going to get behind-the-scenes things before kickoff, whether they're coach interviews, player interviews, analysis, and more. The Albany Empire pregame show for home games, brought to you by Gozilla Media across the Gozilla Media YouTube channel, along with the Albany Empire social media platforms. Now, shows like this, how does it happen? It's happening because of great people in the capital region. We hope you can go out and support, like our friends over at Lily and David Fine Jewelers, located at their new spot, the Shops of Wilton, off of Route 50. I'm bummed I didn't bump into Alyssa at Apex Entertainment, the home of the media day. Well, Lily and David Fine Jewelers, whether you're dating somebody right now, maybe you're hoping to get engaged, maybe you are married but looking to find something special for her for this spring and summer, Lily and David Fine Jewelers is the place to go. Family-owned and operated business. They helped me pop the question of my now wife, the engagement ring, Lily and David Fine Jewelers, the wedding band. Guess where? Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Whether it's birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, or more, they want to make sure you're celebrating the right way by finding what she wants. What fits her style, her fashion, and more? The staff there at Lily and David Fine Jewelers will help you find it. Whether you're an Albany Empire fan, a Capital Region sports fan, or just someone to look to make the change and the upgrade in their life, the Empire's chasing after rings. Look at them getting in on this talk about Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Alyssa, David, the entire crew wants to help you find what she's looking for. And who knows? Maybe they'll give you some help with the Albany Empire rings for 2022. Who knows? Lily and David Fine Jewelers wants to help you find what she's looking for. Stop in, say hello, Route 50, Shops of Wilton. When you stop in, tell me you heard about Goz's story from right here on Goz On The Go. And our pals over at Mohawk Honda. Do not forget that if you're looking for a new vehicle, there's no better time to do it than right now at Mohawk Honda. Take advantage of what they're doing called the Kelley Blue Book offer. You stop in a Mohawk Honda in Glenville, New York. You walk in, within that same day, maybe even in 10 minutes, you can walk off with money in your pocket. That's right, thanks to the Kelley Blue Book offer at Mohawk Honda going on right now. If you're looking to trade in your vehicle, maybe you're looking to get a new one, they want to work with you. Glenville, New York, Mohawk Honda, whether it's our pals, Greg Johnson, Lindsey Harridan, Cam McKenna, Brian McKenna, MJ, we could run through the list of, shout out to Nicole and more. I could run through about 50 more people's names if I wanted to, because that's the relationship we've built with them. People that you can trust during the car buying experience. That statement alone is so strong, and it's so true. Mohawk Honda, always helping out in the local community. Make sure to check them out on social media and more. Follow them on their social media platforms. Get a new ride this spring. Enjoy it for your summer road trips and more. By the way, 2022 Pilot EXL in my driveway. One more time, Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you. Now, if you're looking for an update on where you want to watch this year's NFL draft and how you can save some cash as soon as this spring for things that are important in your life, you're going to have to stick around for that later on in the episode. It's a different Goz On The Go. Albany Empire Media Day. We've got interviews coming up here with players, coaches, and more. We're going to lead things off with Brandon Sesay, the longest tenured Albany Empire player in history. Brandon Sesay leads off this special edition of Goz On The Go.
The name has been said so often here in the Capital Region. First off, welcome back to the Capital Region. Thank you so much for joining us for another spring and summer coming up here.
Oh, man. Thank you so much for having me, man. It's a blessing. Always good. Always good.
It's interesting because we were going through like the history of the Albany Empire.
Absolutely.
And is the record now that you are the longest tenured Albany Empire player in history?
That is new to me. I actually didn't even – you know how it is. Every year you're just focusing up. You know, you're the team to beat. You're the guy they're coming after, or the guys that they're coming after. So I didn't even know that actually, but it's an honor. It's just like I'll say this to be honest. Albany is just like a home from home to me. You know, just really just took me in their arms, if you will, and it's just a great place. So I love being here, and you know, you lose. You know, the sense of time when you're having a good time, obviously, and enjoying yourself. So, yeah, hopefully I can keep it going.
Yeah, man. And the journey for you has been wild because you come in early in your career to Albany.
Absolutely.
You're doing well, but like any other athlete, you want a few more reps on the field. And then the injury happened. So kind of take us through that for those who might be following the team for the first time this season. that injury really took a shot to that team when he went down with it.
Oh, absolutely. It was very humbling. It's one of those things, and like that's what it's all about, team. And the guys were just so helpful and supportive of me, and just walking with me through that whole situation. It was tough, but at the same time, it's part of it. Being a Warrior, you get your bumps and bruises and scars, so it's part of it. And just bouncing back and having redemption that's what it's all about.
I've always been a fan of you on the field, but I became a fan of you even more so when during that season when the injury happens, and you are still coming to the home games.
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
still cheering on your team,
Absolutely.
and I think you were the loudest person. You were going nuts in the end zone and everything else. But I think that's a good lesson, especially for young football players. Even though you might not be putting on the helmet and the pads, being a good teammate is just as important.
Absolutely, and also doing the mental game. Just giving my insight far as what I see on the field and practices and all that stuff as well. Film room is very, very, very instrumental into winning and being ahead of the game. So yeah, and it was also it hurt a little bit not to be out there, but it was also awesome to see my brothers out there getting it and be successful at the same time and being a part of it. So it's just very special to me. Very special.
You've got the ring on the finger from 2021. Some of your new teammates want that ring on their finger as well.
Yeah.
Camp is underway. I would call it the accelerated camp. It might not be like college ball where we get to double sessions and dorms, but it is speed.
Yeah.
Take us through how it's been for this week of speed rush camp, we're calling it.
Let's see. To put it in perspective of just, it's kind of one of those things. You got to have your vets. You got to have some of your new guys and everything like that. But at the same time, the mentality has to be the same. And with these guys, how everybody's grasping everything and just so eager to be better every single day. Like Coach says, those gold bricks, just building, laying a brick every day of just success and trying to get to where we're trying to get. We got 14 weeks of hard work, and everybody's running around and getting it. Granted, it is getting a little tough, and just being being more mentally tough because of how it is now as far as Ironman is concerned. But everybody's rocking and rolling in great spirits and no complaining. I mean, like I said, it's great camaraderie and it goes great. It's great, man.
I'm glad you mentioned the grind because now you being a veteran on the team, by the way, incredible shape. I've known you for a couple of years now. I think you're in better shape than you've ever been before, man. You're taking care of yourself. And
oh yeah, absolutely.
You got to tell these rookies, like, hey, man, this is a grind. I'm sure you're offering that advice, like,
absolutely.
Hey, keep that body in check, man. We got a long season ahead of us.
Yeah, and not only that, and this is being straight up. I know these guys have, bigger aspirations of playing at the highest level as far as NFL is concerned, and I just feel like, you treat everything as such, so, and I always say this, God won't bless you with the big things if you don't take care of the little things and take your steps through your journey. So these guys are all for it. They rock around with respect and love. And I mean, we're already brothers already. It's been at least 5 days. And that's pretty much the hard part. And that's what I learned so much about being on successful teams is just the camaraderie and just how everybody just like, you know what? There's no I in team kind of deal. Blue collar guys and ready to just work.
April 23rd, kickoff, 7 o'clock, the newly crowned MVP arena for Albany Empire fans, for all Capital Region sports fans.
Absolutely.
Give us a reason why they got to be there for the home opener later this month.
Well, we're doing it for the city. We're doing it for the whole region, the whole Adirondacks, everybody. This is one of those deals where, it's a great, great fan base, family-oriented kind of situation. And I don't even think I need to motivate them. I know everybody's ready and eager to get there. And I'm very excited to see all the old faces, new faces, and everybody, cheering us on and going on this journey again with us. It's very exciting. It's always, it gets you going. Got blood pumping right now.
I know the broadcasters are supposed to be careful when they talk about predictions during games and home teams and everything else, but my prediction for the season, when you get a sack, a big-time play, the cheers are going to be a little bit louder than you've had in a few years because the Capital Region is going to be behind you. I'm expecting a huge season. I know Capital Region sports fans are going to be supporting you, maybe even more so than ever before. Brandon Sesay, man, you're looking good. Looking forward to watching the season. Best of luck and good luck, man.
Man, thank you so much, man. And great. Hey, thank you for having me on your show. It's a great show. Always listening in, and I wish you guys nothing but the best, man. Longevity over everything, man. For real. Thank you, guys.
I want to make sure I get your name right. Offensive assistant, head coach, offensive coordinator, newly signed. I feel like it had about 5 more of those. Damon Ware joins us. What's going on, Coach? How are you with all these new titles?
It's great to be here, and was super excited to see an organization that sees your worth and wants to keep you around. And as a coach, we move so often and move around our families and things, but to know that they wanted to keep me here, that was a great feeling.
Yeah, I feel like you already got it. For those who may not have saw this on the podcast earlier, the opening press conference announces the extension for you and Coach Tom Manas. And surprise, exciting. What were the emotions when you heard that come out of the owner's mouth?
I mean, again, that's awesome. Like I said, just being wanted. I mean, it's a great feeling, and this organization is second to none. And being with an organization that is committed to winning, and on and off the field, and just all the pieces that come together. From Jeff to our equipment manager, everybody wants to win. Everybody wants these rings, and it's just an exciting time to come as a defending champion this year. So targets on our back this year. Super excited. We got rule changes. We got a new roster. I mean, again, it's just there's so many exciting stories going into camp.
I know the focus is on 2022, but when I see the ring worn by you, your fellow coaches, players who are on last year's team, let's just for one time go back one more time to last season's success. What did it mean to bring that championship to the Capital Region for not just the fans, but the players you're able to build with through this team?
I mean, that's the ultimate goal. When you go into training camp, what is every coach in America going to say? They're going to say the goal is to win a championship. And so although some teams, get to, have that come to fruition, it's a brutal thing. Some of it is luck. Some of it is your health. Some of it is, again, your scheme, your coaching, your recruiting. There's so many parts that, that it takes to win a championship. And so, like I said, last year was just so crazy that we literally came in, got hired. We had about 2 or 3 weeks to get ready for a game. And so I don't know if there's any other coach out there that could say that. I mean, and that's it. This is one of my top 3 moments of all times is, again, really recruiting a team, getting everything set up, building a new culture, coming together, setting up practice, and getting rolling in 3 weeks and go and win a championship. I mean, it's a special feeling. And so these kids coming in here, we're now the place that you want to come if you want to win. And so, getting the extension, I think that's just incredible. I think that gives us continuity. Coach Manas and I work so well together. I'm so grateful to have, got to coach side by side with him. I mean, again, it's just an incredible feeling. And so, but ultimately, again, we got to do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no such thing as winning the championship and you're satisfied. It's like money. Who says they have too much money? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So who can have too many rings? We want Albany to be the place you come, any player around the country, wherever you are, that says they want a ring. And that's what we want to become, and that's the goal this year.
And you guys showed it in 2021. You got over those obstacles, those potential hurdles were hurled over, and a championship was there. Now, with that all being said, 2022, you get a little bit more time, but I feel like that might put more pressure on you and your coaching staff because, hey, we had an accelerated situation last year. Your guys' camp here this week, I'm talking to the players. I mean, this is a sprint. You guys are in a rocket ship. I'm sure for you as a coach, how are you evaluating how things have gone for this quick first week of practice?
I mean, and I probably shouldn't say it, but I'll say it anyway. We're a better football team this year than last year.
Wow, okay.
And so to have a whole offseason to recruit, to know that there was major rule changes coming into place. As people can notice, we didn't bring a lot of players back from last year. So we really had to think through this process. Obviously, Coach Manas is, he was coaching when they had Iron Man many, many years ago. So we really had to sit down, come to grips with the new culture that we had to build, come to grips with all the new rules and how we needed to recruit. And so we vetted this team so hard to be exactly what we envisioned going into the season. And so as people can see with, the kind of players that we've brought in, we have outstanding players all over the board. And so the crazy part is the people that we cut will go start for somebody else. And so that's even been hard for me as I want to roll. I have all these toys and I want to roll. Let's get all these things in. But the funny thing is I can't roll stuff out yet because they're going to start for somebody else. Some of these kids will be starters somewhere else. And so that's been the biggest trouble with us is just trying to figure out that balance of the competition and how we evaluate the guys that are here. And then once we get to that, our 25-man roster, our final for the season, it's going to be so exciting.
Yeah,
I mean,
that evaluation process you're touching on. I want to ask you about the game plan, but I'm not going to give any secrets away 2 weeks before the season. As much as I'd love to do that, I know you'll keep it close to the chest. Instead, I'll ask you this: April 23rd, 7 o'clock kickoff inside the MVP Arena. Give fans a reason why here in the Capital Region, why they got to come out and support the Empire for Game 1 of the season.
Everybody loves a winner, so you can, rest assured, coming to watch us, you're going to see a winner. You're going to see a team that will fight, claw, scratch, bite our way to another championship. And I wouldn't say that with confidence if I didn't believe that wholeheartedly. And so we have just outstanding players, an outstanding team, an outstanding coaching staff. We got to bring in some young coaches. We got to bring in, Coach Jeramie Richardson, who was playing for us last year. And so bringing in those type of guys that want to be a part of this program, I mean, it's an exciting time. And so everybody that's here, they want to be here. And so that's the cool part. So fans, April 23rd, you're going to love your team. We're going to put it all on the line. We're going to work as hard as we can to bring another championship to the Capital Region, and we hope to see you loud and proud come the 23rd.
Coach Damon Ware calling the plays, assistant coach doing everything. Try to get some sleep over the next 2 weeks. I know that's probably unlikely with kickoff just around the corner. Thank you so much for taking some time with us, and look forward to watching you guys play this upcoming season.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Coach Jeramie Richardson. J-Rich joins us here. First of all, welcome to Albany. Welcome back to the Capital Region. A little different style. You're looking different, man. The whole thing looks different now.
Yes. I don't get to cover my head with a helmet anymore, so I went ahead and chopped the dreads off just so I can look good for the people of Albany.
Yeah, man. So, look, Ironman football. When I started thinking about Ironman football, I got to admit, from covering the Empire the past few years, I thought about you because you played offense, you played defense, you've done it a bunch.
Yes.
You were coaching. I'll get it out of the gates first. You're not unretired yet, right? You're officially coaching. I know that was the Joe Sykes storyline last year, but you're not going to take the field at any point in 2022, are you?
I'm not taking the field.
Okay.
We've got some players that resemble who I am. Of course, they're one-sided players. We've got a couple that played both sides before, but that's why Coach hired me. He hired me to teach these kids how to do it the same way at a high level on both sides of the ball. So that's why I'm here.
Before we start switching to 2022, like so many of your fellow coaches and players, you've got the ring on right now. 2021, when you look back at that team, what made that team a championship team?
Albany is, I want to say it's the Capital Region for a reason.
Yeah.
They bring top-notch talent to every roster that they've ever had, going all the way back to the Firebirds. Got Antonio Brown's dad, In 2019, you had some AFL Hall of Famers that were missing a ring. So it seemed like that team assembled and came together, and guys were able to be friends and family to get a championship ring to solidify some careers. So this is a new age right here, this team that we built this year. So, it's a whole bunch of talented youngsters with a little sprinkle of some championship vets. Great deal that Coach has done this.
Yeah, they got a great mix of talent, guys who can produce on the field, and a little bit of swag, a little bit of personality to show off so Empire fans know who they are. I feel like you were one of the kings of this in the Empire. You had the face mask, you had the hair, you had the excitement pregame. Are you kind of trying to hope to rub some of that off to some of these players this year? Like, look, remember, this is entertainment. This is a show.
100%. I see a lot of that in these kids naturally. And the vets that we have, Brandon Sesay, Darius Prince, we brought in Grant. We've got some guys here that bring swag, that have been the definition of swag over the years in this game. So the ones that don't have it, which I don't see much of, I see a lot of swag on this team. Like you said, man, this is going to be a special thing to see, and I'm glad to be part of it.
For the coaching staff and the players, this has been the theme of today. I've asked everybody the same question, but everybody's had a different answer. It's about accelerated camp recall. You guys have had 1 week for the offense, 1 week for the defense. When you played back in college, you had basically a month to get ready at spring ball and everything else. From a coaching perspective, has it been frustrating, exciting, a little bit mix of everything of watching your team develop here this past week of camp?
I'm really excited. This is my first coaching opportunity. This is my first time able to watch guys compete from the outside. So it's been really exciting for me to see these guys hit and go one-on-one with each other and just take it all out. They've been having this whole offseason of built-up pressure. So to see them come in and see them trying to act all calm and humble, but see them start to get all jittery and energized up before practice, before the days where we knew they were going to hit, man, it was something exciting to see. So, I think it being crammed has ended up working out because these guys are giving us everything they have.
Saturday, April 20th, their first game of the season. We're going to be broadcasting up there in the MVP arena. And I know pregame, one of the people I'm going to my eyes on is you. Because pregame, like you know the feeling. You see the crowd getting hyped up and everything else. But now rocking the polo and being a coach, I feel like that tunnel, you might be hyping the players up. Have you thought about what that feeling is going to be like transitioning from player to coach and watching that, okay, it's not me anymore, it's these guys doing their thing?
I've thought about that, yes. I've been coached through it. That's a part of the greatness in this organization and this head coach that I have in Thomas Manaz. And he's helping me transition over. Because sometimes I do get a little energized. You know, I get turned up. But he always lets me know that the first thing he actually let me know was that's going to be the hardest thing for me to do is to transition from a player to coach. Sometimes you have to sit back and look from the outside of yourself and realize that you got to stay calm in a lot of situations. So it's not really my job to turn the guys up anymore. You know, we have, like I say, we've got guys like Brandon Sesay. We've got guys like Isaiah Hardy. We've got some real dogs on this team that can take the torch. And I played with a lot of those guys. Brandon Sesay just ended up getting injured in 19, but he was a big part of the excitement that year. I just had the face mask.
Sesay was the first person we talked to. He looks like he's in great shape. I do not want to be an offense trying to block him this season. It's exciting stuff for the Empire. All right, we already mentioned it. April 23rd, 7 o'clock kickoff inside the MVP Arena. We're going to give you the same chance we've given the players and coaches today. Tell the people here in the Capital Region, the sports fans, why they got to go out and support the Empire for the first game of the season and why they got to buy their season tickets and check them out this year.
First game of the season, the banner goes up.
That's right.
The championship won in the Capital Region last year, and it was the Albany Empire. And the first game is going to be when they raise the banner. It's going to be some real exciting things that you're going to get to see. It's going to be some things that are different that you haven't seen. So if you want to see something new, you want to see something exciting, the first game is the beginning of us going back for the repeat.
Coach J. Rich, I'm telling you, it's going to get a little bit for even broadcasters to get used to. I'm glad we got you back here in the Capital Region. I can't wait to watch what your team can do this season. Best of luck. I will have a side pot, whether or not you unretire. We did it with Joe Sykes last year. We'll do it with you this year, whether or not you'll ever come back. You've told me no. Maybe we'll talk in June and see if you feel the ears again. I know the answer is no here in April, but we'll see, all right?
I'll always stay in shape, man.
All right.
But at the end of the day, it becomes a time when your body says.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
But I can tell you this. Like I say, we're here to repeat, and I don't think anybody in this organization is willing to let us fail. So, we'll see what happens. Like I say, we're 2-3 deep at every position, so there's no reason for me to even consider coming off the couch.
I like it, Coach. Appreciate your time. Best of luck this season.
Thank you so much.
Coming up here on Goz On The Go, we've got interviews with Darius Prince and the newest quarterback for the Albany Empire, Mike Fafaul. But before we get to that, we got to tell you about how you can hang out with the crew at Gozilla Media, where to spend draft night, and how to save some cash. Football fans, the NFL draft is just around the corner. Your spot to enjoy draft night is the Iron's Edge. That's right. Gozilla Media and the team will be out at the Iron's Edge. 6:30, Levac and Goz will be broadcasting live up till 8 o'clock. And then when 8 o'clock gets for the first round of the NFL draft, the Gozilla Media team takes over all the different Gozilla Media shows. If you're a Jet fan, a Giant fan, whatever your team might be, live all night long. Gozilla Media's YouTube page. Check it out on Twitter, Tech East Fire and Water Restoration's Facebook page as well. Gozilla Media, NFL Draft Night at the Iron's Edge. Come by Boston Spa, New York. Check them out on Facebook, as I like to say about social media. The Iron's Edge. For more information, continue to follow Gozilla Media throughout the month of April, where you can get all the cool specials, the cool drinks, watch the big draft night, and more. Thursday, April 28th, come join us at the Iron's Edge for Gozilla Media's NFL Draft Party. And maybe you're looking to get those closer to the field seats for the Albany Empire in action this season. Well, there's got to be a way you can save some cash in 2022. Everyone's looking for ways in which they can do it. We've got it for you right here on Goz On The Go. That's by calling our friend Jared Lozier. Whether it's your home, your small business, whatever you need to save some cash on, maybe you just put the quote in and just leave it for the year. Don't do that. Shop the market. Well, you don't have to. Jared will. Northeastern Insurance is the spot that's going to help you save money on the things that are important in your life. Use number 518-956-3753. 518-956-3753. Jared Lozier helping you save cash. He will shop the market for you and make sure you're getting the price that you want to pay this year. Northeastern Insurance continues to help people in the Capital Region. Our guy, Jared, wants to help you. Shoot him an email, jaredl@nemail.com. If you love the Albany Empire, Capital Region sports, upstate New York, hell, you just want to save some money, Jared is the guy. When you hear other businesses and people coming up to you and complimenting how well Jared does in saving you cash, that's somebody you want on your side. One email, one text, one call, as simple as that. He'll get you that free quote. Say, hey, I heard the recent Goz On The Go. I think it's time we just connect and find out the price you can give me. 518-956-3753. Jared Lozier, Northeastern Insurance. Let's continue to roll on here with this special Goz On The Go episode. You'll hear from 2021 Albany Empire standout Darius Prince, and you'll hear from the newest quarterback for the Albany Empire, Mike Fafaul. It's all coming up on the way right now on Goz On The Go.
Empire fans are excited to have this guy back on the field in the Capital Region. Darius Prince joins us. Darius, welcome back to the Capital Region, man. Happy to have you back, man, for another season.
I'll say thanks for having me back, man. I'm looking forward to this season.
2021, you guys walk off the field with the championship. 2022, you're here again. Kind of take us through that whole process of deciding whether or not you were going to be back for the Empire, especially with the successful year you guys had last year.
Man, like I just said, we have a really great coaching staff here, front office, man. Mike does a extremely well job, man. Love that guy to death, man. I wouldn't want to play for anyone else besides him, man. Coach Manos and Coach Ware, obviously, we built a great relationship coming from last year. The fact that they put a team together in 2 weeks last year, is incredible. Yeah. And we had a couple of vet guys that came in, and we ended up winning the championship. So this offseason, man, opened up the market, wanted to see what was all out there. But then when they called me back, and me and Mike had a really good conversation. Me and Coach Ware had a really good conversation. It just felt like the right thing to do, come back and try to repeat and bring another championship to the Capital Region.
It's been fun watching you, especially with some of these businesses, these communities. I know up at the Hideaway at Saratoga Lake Golf Club, the events you've had, whether or not the golfing was fine. But it's cool because I think you've had the opportunity to be a part of the Capital Region, which is so much fun.
Right. No, for sure. I definitely enjoyed everything I got to do last year, and I'm looking forward to getting out in the community again this year.
Well, let's get into camp now. Camp can be, as I told your teammate Brandon Sesay, it's accelerated. It's not like college. It's not like hoops where you might have a whole summer or a whole month. You guys are a rocket through this week. What's it been like for you for the accelerated camp?
Man, I trained really hard in the off season. So coming in and just getting back to a swing of things, it's been a little bit crazy. The body got a little bit banged up, but I mean, that's how it is. You expect that coming into camp, you train for it in the offseason, but actually putting on a helmet, shoulder pads, getting banged up against the walls a little bit. Your body going to get a little sore from that. But, I mean, we hit this thing full running, man, because we only got 3 weeks to prepare, 2 weeks and then game week to prepare. So it's a fast game, So it's been cool, though. I've been handling fine.
In comparison to the defense, the running backs, that chemistry for quarterbacks and wide receivers in particular seems to be the biggest challenge because there's so many different options. There's so many different. How has that chemistry been for you guys early on in camp between you and your quarterbacks?
So the thing is, me, Mike, and Sam, and I'm just speaking from me, we'll sit there and we'll watch film, and then even when we're out on the practice field, we'll talk about adjustments. We'll talk about adjustment as coaches calling the play. We'll be like, okay, well, if he's down here, I'm going to convert it. If he's off, I'm going to do this. So, we're like, you have to learn things on the fly because we only get 3 weeks to prepare for our first game. So, but it's been cool, and that's the thing when you have vets around. You played for a while. You kind of can pick each other's brain, and you're like, okay, well, we used to do that back in 18. We did that in 19, so and we just put it all together, and it just works.
Individual goals for yourself. I know you're focused about the team, and I'm sure Coach will give me grief for even asking this question, but individually for you, is there a goal, whether it's statistics, whether it's an award? What are you hoping for Darius Prince as an individual for this season?
I really just want to be a better teammate and a better leader this year. I never really care too much about the individual accolades. I feel like if you go out and you perform, it's going to come. You know what I mean? Like if you go out there, when your number's called and you make plays, then it's going to be there. But as far as anything individualized, I just want to be a better teammate, be a better leader, be a better captain. Make sure the rookies know everything that they got going on. If they need help, I gave them my room number. Hey man, give them my phone number. Hit me up. I'm sending them film. Like this is what you need to do. So obviously, you put on and you do good. Yeah, who doesn't want an award?
Sure, right.
But at the end of the day, long as the team's successful, that's all I really care about.
You'll let the social media do the talking for the awards. And people
absolutely.
Like me, the broadcasters and the YouTube commenters, leaving the goat emojis after your touchdowns. Yeah, we'll let that to YouTube. It's social media and everything else. And speaking about social media, the buzz around the league, the rumors have been floating around that because the adjustment's been made to Iron Man,
right,
that we might be seeing Darius Prince play some defense. Say what you want to not get you in trouble. I don't buy it for a second. Game 1 in April, if I see you on defense, I'm going to go nuts in the broadcasting. Tell me what you want to tell me. Make it a secret, whatever you want to do for the rumors out there about you potentially playing defense this year.
we flirted with the idea, just being. I mean, I'm a stand-up guy, and I'm honest. I'm gonna be real. We flirted with the idea. I took some reps at safety, playing the deep middle. I took some reps at backside. I think people don't understand. I started off playing defense. I was a starting DB in high school, so I mean, I just get the ball in my hands and I can make things happen. So that's the reason why I fell in love with being a receiver. But to start off, I always played DB. So, like I said, we flirted with the idea, not really sure where we're going to go with it, if I'm going to be the OS or not. I let them make that decision. I'm comfortable with playing both sides of the ball. I feel like I can make plays on the defensive side of the ball. Like I said, I'm going to step up to the plate, man. Like, I challenge whoever. Like, I'm not backing down from nobody. So if they need me to play the middle, I'm going to play the middle.
I feel less confident about my take of whether or not you're going to play defense. I'll leave that for 2 more weeks, though. Saturday, April 23rd, kickoff inside the freshly minted MVP Arena for Capital Region sports fans, Albany sports fans. Give us the reason why they got to come out and support the Albany Empire and catch Game 1 inside MVP.
Man, just come out. It's going to be a great atmosphere. We have the best fans in all of arena football, man. So, and another thing is me and my daughter's birthday. We share a birthday.
Hey, happy birthday to you guys coming up.
So April 23rd, she'll be 13 and I'll be 32. So
there we go.
You know what I mean? So but yeah, I mean, we're always going to put on the show. One of the things we like to do, we don't lose at home. That's something we don't want to lose at all, but definitely not at home because we want to put on. You guys pay money to come watch us play, and that's something I take in serious. That's why I always try to put on the show. That's why anytime I score a touchdown, I'm throwing the ball, I'm giving it to someone in the stands, because I appreciate the fact that you took time out of your life to come watch us play for 2.5, 3 hours, So I'm very grateful of everybody in the Capital Region that comes out and watch us play. So just come out, man. We're going to put on the show, man. We need your support. So let's try to pack the house on the 23rd and moving forward.
Darius Prince, Albany Empire. Catch him coming up this season. Appreciate the time, man, as always.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The quarterback for the Albany Empire. Now, I want to say your name. As the broadcaster, I know your name. I want the Albany Empire fans to hear it from you. Introduce yourself. This is like Monday Night Football, right? Your name, where you're from, your hometown. So I'll let you do it. Do it like Monday Night Football style. Name, college, where you're from.
I got it. Mike Fafaul. I'm from Hunt Valley, Maryland, and I played college ball at UCLA.
There you go. Yep. Faithful right there. You're going to hear it a lot of times throughout the entire MVP arena with the touchdown throws and everything else. So Maryland, UCLA, Capital Region in upstate New York. Last few months, kind of take us through the journey of how you ended up now as the quarterback of the Empire.
Yeah, so Coach Manaz and Coach Ware reached out to me, and it was such a great experience in 2018 being here. And I got to go down to Jacksonville and play there for 3 years. And when they called me and they presented me with the opportunity, I saw the roster. I love the region. It was a no-brainer for me to come back. And I'm so excited to be back. It's such a great spot.
The expectations, I think this, are high for this team coming off a championship.
Yep. The
franchise has been successful. You are aware of this. Tommy Grady, the quarterback previously, a very good player, an all-time great indoor football. Have you put any added pressure on yourself thinking about what's happened over the past few years with this franchise?
Yeah, sure. There's always some pressure, coming into a championship team and trying to repeat. But, once I got here, it's like you see all the weapons you have. And it's like that makes me feel a lot more comfortable because it's like I know I don't have to do everything myself. I just have to let those guys do their thing and get them the ball and, kind of like not crash the car. You know what I mean? Just keep it on the road, keep it going, because it's like such a great supporting staff. So, of course there is some pressure, but at the same time, it's like I got so much trust in this team and this organization that I'm not really that worried.
The theme of Media Day, it's felt like, especially when we're doing this in mid-April, is that your guys' camp, I've been calling it accelerated camp. From your college days, you're used to having spring ball, about a month of camp, then kickoff. This is 1 week of figure it all out as fast as possible. For you, especially as the quarterback, what's this week been like trying to build that chemistry with your teammates?
It's, it's funny you say that. It's so tough because it's like you're used to having this whole build-up process, and now it's like you come in here and it's all accelerated, and it's just trying to get the reps with all the receivers and not throw your arm at the same time.
Right.
So it has been challenging, but I think, it's gone very smoothly because they're so receptive and they've been able to make adjustments, and I've done the same thing on my end, and it's been very collaborative, so it's been very easy from that standpoint.
We've talked to one of your top targets, Darius Prince, earlier about the film, the extra stuff that goes into it. For you guys, it's almost a part of this that, yes, there's stuff on the practice field, but for us to be champions, it's got to be the stuff off the field, film, reps, camaraderie. And a day like today is when you guys are starting to build stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's been easy too, because you know, a lot of times you go into teams and guys don't want to work and they just kind of like, oh, I can do it, I'll wait till practice. But like, especially a guy like Darius, where it's like he wants to watch film all the time and he always wants to talk about like, how would you see it against this and that? And it's good for me to really, you know, feel comfortable with him and have that chemistry instantly. So it's very easy when you have a lot of guys that want to put the extra time in and they want to stay and watch film. So it's been great in that sense.
Quarterbacks in indoor football, it feels like a mix between a video game and a dream because the stats are so outrageous.
Yeah.
Individually, is there even stuff you think about? Are you going to look at your numbers and wonder, like, okay, this is what I have to hit? And do you even think about those individual stats this season with the indoor game?
Honestly, I you know, my first couple of years I did, but now I'm just so focused on trying to win a championship again. And I got the chance to win one in 19 in Jacksonville. And it was such an unbelievable experience. And that always just trumps all the stats you could possibly ever have. So I just try to take it one play at a time. It's going to be different with the Ironman, the new rules. So it's going to be interesting how that all plays out. But yeah, for me, it's just one play at a time. Just complete the ball, keep the sticks moving, and then the rest will take care of itself.
I'm glad you brought up Jacksonville. We were going to have this as one of the storylines for the season, but you've given me one right over the plate, so I got to swing that. What do you want your ovation to be when you return to Jacksonville? Are you hoping for cheers, boos? Do you not even care? Now I'm curious to how you're going to feel when you hit the field in Jacksonville this season.
You know, it's going to be weird because Jacksonville, like, they'll always have a special place in my heart. I was there for 3 seasons, and I love the fans there. They have such a great experience, and I was very torn, you know, deciding where to go in that whole process. But I'm excited to get back down there. I don't know how I'm going to be received. That's still yet to be seen, but I'm excited definitely to get back down there and compete because they have a great organization and a great team. So it's going to be a fun one.
Saturday, April 23rd, 7 o'clock. Kickoff is set inside the newly minted MVP Arena for Capital Region sports fans. Listen to this for Albany sports fans. Give them the reason why they got to come out and support the Albany Empire that upcoming Saturday and watch you guys play this season.
Well, if they want to see a lot of touchdowns and a lot of fireworks, they got to come out because it's going to be – we got some weapons on offense, so it's going to be fun to watch, and we can't wait to put on a show.
I'm looking forward to calling your name a lot this season. Mike Fafaul, you heard it right there. He said it. You can say it back to your friends at the bars now in the Capital Region when you're talking about him. Appreciate the time. Looking forward to watching you play this season, and best of luck upcoming this year.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks to everybody a part of the Albany Empire team who joined us for this special edition of Goz On The Go. One more reminder, Saturday, April 23rd. Get your tickets now for Albany Empire, albanyempire.nal.com. Next week, back to the stories, the picks, and more. Goz On The Go returns for picks and more next week. Appreciate you. Make sure to download, subscribe, rate, and review if you enjoyed this episode, and listen to future episodes on the way and all the Gozilla Media shows that are part of this network. Talk to you again next week.